Hello everyone, good morning. Okay, out of the 6 subjects, we'll be starting with technology today. Just a second. Okay, this is better now. Okay, so we'll be starting with technology today. It is an independent subject. Nowadays, what are the risks, various risks related to technology in the working environment, how we can manage them, minimize them, and what are the various controls which are available, the guidelines available which you can apply while working in a IT sector. So I'll be sharing the screen, and these are all handwritten notes for technology and internal control. These handwritten notes are more than enough to clear the paper. So just go through them 2 times, 3 times. Let's start with the technology part. First of all, tell me and just type in the chat box. Is the slide visible to everyone? Am I audible to everyone?
Yeah, slide as well as you're audible.
Okay, thank you. And the best way to communicate through the lecture is chat box. Okay, do not unmute yourself, because otherwise what will happen? Sometimes I also get startled. Suddenly somebody is unmuting and speaking. Hai. So it's always better, even if you have doubts, type in the chat box. I'll keep on reading the chat box again and again and clearing the doubts and all. Okay, so let's start with the systems first. What is a system? Any 3 or 4 things or parts when they work together for one same goal, for a common goal. When 3 or 4 components they work together, we call it a system. So group of components working together for a common goal is system. For example, we have a good education system in India. Different departments and teachers, the chairperson, they are working together to have a good structure of education in India. That is an education system. Political system, the way the politicians are elected and then they are placed, and then the votings happen. Okay, the works they taken over. Again, there is a proper system in India. So political system, national systems, information system is there. And this is the information system which we will be discussing in detail in today's lecture. Information. In information system, what are the various components? They work together. What is the flow? It's input, process, and output. The simple 3 steps of information system are input, process, output. What are the objectives of having a good information system? Collection of relevant data. You want to collect only important data. Nowadays, so much of data is available online, in your book form, okay, but everything may not be relevant. So you have to select good relevant data. No duplicate entries should be there. No unnecessary paras should be there. So collection is also a very important step. Once you have collected the data, you will process it. After processing, it is converted into information. Either you will use it or you will store it. Storage is there. After storing, after 1 week or after a month or after a year, you may need the data. So retrieving of data is also very important. You have stored the file in your system, but not in a sequenced manner. It will take you 15, 20 or 30 minutes to actually reach that file in your computer. Okay, so that is not a good way to store the data. Retrieval should be easy, convenient, and fast. Accordingly, the information is stored. After that, information propagation. One information may lead to another useful information. A small additions may be required. Today you have information. After that, when you are making annual reports, that information may be useful. So you are putting it as a bullet point in your annual reports. So information propagation is also there. Information system, there are various information systems. The first information system which we will be discussing is Management Information System, also known as MIS. Use of data for strategic planning, process, and tactical execution of strategy. First of all, you have a main plan, that is your strategic planning. To make that strategic planning a success, you draft small tactical plans. For example, strategic planning is maybe for 5 years. Now, you must be having something to be done in the near term. in 1 year. So from 1 to 18 months, the plans are known as tactical plans. You keep on making them, achieving them for 5 years, and then finally you have achieved what you have planned. Main plan, tactical plan. So what is management information system? Use of data for strategic planning process and tactical execution of the strategy. Tactical are the detailed steps and the procedures. Strategic planning is the big overall picture of the business. MIS, how I am collecting data and how that data can be used by the management for decision making. It emphasizes on providing right information to the right person at right time, at right place. That is why in your offices you have email IDs given by the company. Every email ID has a limited access attached to it. If you are at junior level, accordingly the email IDs will be there, and accordingly the information you can search or use in the organization. If you are at good managerial level, you will be given a broad access maybe to the taxation department or files also. So your login details actually give you the access required. MIS, this is the input, gets the input from internal information, external. Internal is the within the organization information, external outside. Then MIS system, then it gives you feedback based on it. It gives you financial information based on it, and non-financial information it supplies you. Management information system is further divided into two. Means there are two types of MIS. Number one is DSS, Decision Support System. Second is EIS, Executive Information System. Decision Support System is general. From name only, it's decision. Decision can be taken at lower level, middle level, high level. So this is a widely used system. Executive information system only by executives, narrow use. DSS is used by mostly by the middle managers for day-to-day decision making. It is widely used. EIS is used by the top level management. It is of narrow use, provides predefined reports that support executive decision. Obviously, executives, they don't have time to read full sheets or data, and they cannot spend full week or 10 days on some information. They need information in the form of reports. So EIS is always in the form of predefined reports. DSS, for example, what all works are done under DSS? Preparation of forecasts. Forecasts like annual budgets, this year, next year, flexible budget making, like here I have written production budget. So budgets come under the preparation of forecast. Modeling various aspects of the decision. If you invest, what if we get a 5% return? What if we get 6% return from investment or 7%? What will be our profits and net profits? Production planning, revenue optimization, capital investment. See, these are day-to-day tasks. Production planning. You must be planning this thing every month. Production. Revenue optimization. Every month you may be planning revenue optimization. So these are day-to-day works. If you come under EIS, you want information immediately and in a easy format. That is why I have made a bar chart here. What were the figures in 2002, in 2003, so that the executive can easily compare and take the decision. The reports provide information can be internal or external. It consolidates data for senior executives. For example, profit plans, KPIs, key performance indicators, in the form of ROI, what is the return on investment on the project, so that you can compare and select one project, so that you can compare over the years. ROA, financial reports and all. Means in short, easy and easy eye capturing manner, you present these reports. So there is DSS, widely used, daily decisions, EIS for executive decisions in the form of pie chart, bar chart, so that easy the decisions can be taken by the senior executives in short time. Now, one more is there, MIS, that is AIS. But this AIS is specifically for accounting information system. It is also a type of MIS with high degree precision and reliability, needed for accounting purpose. Computer application or software which collects, process, store financial and accounting information. So what is AIS? Which collects, processes, stores financial and accounting information. It can act as an input for DSS and EIS. For decisions, you may be needing accounting information. How will you get it? You can get it from AIS. So yes, AIS can act as an input for DSS and EIS. At that time, it is known as knowledge system. Now your question can come in the exam. Which system is also known as knowledge system? AIS, MIS, AIS, then DSS, EIS. Your right answer will be AIS. AIS also act as a knowledge system when it supplies information to DSS and EIS. AIS is divided into further 3 parts. One is input, processing, output. Input is your transaction processing system. Input collection is known as your transaction processing system. Then FRS or GLS, financial reporting or general ledger system. At the second, when you are processing it, you are processing means either you are putting into the required ledgers or financial reports. So it's financial reporting or general ledger system. Other than that, output. Output means specific. Manager wants to know how many wrong transactions have been entered. That's an exception report. How many times login failed? Okay, yeah. How many sales made during the year? These questions, specific questions, when are answered as and answers are provided as an output, we call it as management reporting system. So TPS converts economic events into measurable monetary transactions. You convert into monetary transactions, that is journal entries with attachment of vouchers. This is how you record them. The 3 major cycles are the transactions may be related to expense, sales, or conversion. Conversion is your labor and overhead expenses. Conversion is labor and overhead expenses, which converts the raw material into finished goods. So labor and overhead expenses come under conversion. Sales, you sell the product. Expenses, other expenses. FRS or GLS, it aggregates the information from TPS, whatever information you have supplied, it aggregates them. And for timely regulatory financial reporting, annual financial statements, they will fall under FRS, financial statements for reporting or taxation purpose, which are your day-to-day reports. MRS is for exception reports, a particular report you need. They want to solve problems. Example, sales variances. Give me a report of sales variances. What are sales variances? When you are not able to meet the budget. Every month there should be a sale of 500, but there are some months in which the sale was only 200. So you were not able to meet the budget. Show those variances. Cost profit analysis. Compare the cost and the profits and show how we have done during the year. Number of reorders. How many times we have reordered the things. Overtime hours. You were not able to complete the work on time, so overtime hours are there. So that will also come. TPS. Let's discuss TPS in detail. Transaction processing system, expenditure cycle, conversion cycle, sales cycle. These are the main cycles which come under transaction processing. Expenditure is related to purchases, accounts payable, payroll, fixed assets. All these are expenditure. Conversion cycles, production related. When you are converting the raw material into the finished goods, you are incurring some production related cost, labor and overheads. Those will come. Some planning you are doing, cost accounting, basically cost accounting. The work which is done in the factory comes under conversion cycle. Sales cycle. Just yes.
Ma'am, is this the class for US CMA Part 1?
Yes, this is for US CMA Part 1.
Actually, today is the first day, ma'am.
Yes, this is the first day.
Okay, ma'am. Which unit, ma'am?
This is technology.
Technology.
This is the
okay,
last
ma'am.
one.
Okay, ma'am. Part 1, right, ma'am?
Part 1.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
So expenditure cycle is there, conversion cycle, then sales cycle, revenue cycle, receipts. Then you will sell the goods, sales will come. Finally, from those sales, if they are credit sale, you will get either cash, or if they are credit sales, you will show ARs, accounts receivable. So this is there. Objectives of AIS. You want the details of the transactions. We want to classify what type of transaction has been made, what amount of the transaction is there, when it becomes due, the accruals, and finally we want the full financial statements of the year. So these are the objectives. Record, so details, record valid transactions. What type? Properly classify the transaction. It's a sales, purchase, expense, that will come. Amount in dollars, correct value in dollars, that is important to record. In which period it should be recorded. If the expense is related to next year, it should be recorded next year, even if the payment is done today. You have made the payment today, it will go in asset side, advance payment. It will not enter in the income statement. In income statement, it will enter next year. That is the accrual concept, which we will discuss in accounting also. After that, financial statements, how to present the information properly in the annual reports. Fixed assets on one side, current assets, equity, debentures. So what all instruments will form the part of those? Accordingly, you will design your financial statements. Sequence of events in AIS. This is important. Sometimes the question also come, arrange in the sequence. The events in the sequence as per AIS, like that. So, sequence of events in AIS, how you record them? First of all, transaction is entered. Now, transaction, maybe it is entered by the end user from source document at the point of sale, or entered through internet by the customer, Myntra or Amazon. If you're online, you are purchasing something, you will use Myntra and Amazon. If you are going to lifestyle pantaloons at some showroom, you will use at point of sale. After that, original source document, if exists, scanned and uploaded. The bill of the items purchased and all, it will be uploaded with the transaction as an evidence, scanned and uploaded. After that, transactions are recorded in appropriate journal. The transaction sales on one side, expense on one side, in the journal, which is a temporary file. The journal is a temporary file. From that journal, transactions are posted to general ledger or subsidiary ledgers. Ledgers are the permanent files. When account-wise now you have classified, that becomes ledgers, and these are the permanent files. From those ledgers, trial balances are made. Debit and credit should match. After that, adjustments are made related to accruals, some corrections required, and finally the financial reports are generated. So these are the sequences.
Ma'am, I have a doubt, if you don't
Yes.
mind. If you can go back to the previous slide, point 1 and 2, you say transaction entered and original evidence sourced. Exactly, would have the same kind of information, isn't it?
Sorry, your voice is breaking. What are you saying?
I'm saying point 1 is transaction entered, point 2 is original source document. What is the main source of difference between these two? Point 1 and point 2, how are they different?
Okay. How point 1 and point 2 are
Different.
all right. See, you are making a bill. Okay, you entered all the items, you made a bill, you gave it to the customer. In some AIS, it may be automatically moved to the journal, but in some cases, you may have to enter sales to this customer, how total amount 8,000, and then you attach the bill to it, upload
Okay.
to the transaction.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Welcome. Just a second, I'll just get the book. We will start with the question number 1. Okay, let's start with the question number 1. It's on page number 617. Everyone, in your CMA book, page number 617, there is question number 1. This is a first class, so everyone is able to see this question. Question number 1, are you able to open it? It's the unit 617. The following are all functions that an accounting, question number 1. The following are all functions that an accounting information system performs, except, means we are looking for, all right, no problem. I'm reading the question in detail. Okay, do it with us. I think soon you will receive the books also. I'm repeating the question. The following are all the functions that an accounting information system performs, except, means you are looking for something AIS is not doing. The work is not done by AIS. Number A, collection and storage of transaction data. Is it the function of AIS or not? Collection and storage of transaction data. It's a function. Yes, it is a function. So this is not a right answer. B, aggregate data for financial managers to plan and take actions. What about B?
Yes.
Okay, this is also a work of AIS. C, reporting for regulatory bodies and external entities. Is it done by AIS? Reporting, so means for taxation purposes or external entries, the customers and all. Is it providing the reporting? Some are saying yes,
No.
and some are saying no. Let's go and see that. Let's see in the chart. This is AIS. TPS, FI, financial reporting. Isn't it part of AIS? It is. Financial reporting is what? The reporting which the company is making for external users only. The annual reports the company is making, the balance sheet, the P&L, these annual reports are for external users only. Customers, banks, government, or normal public, the shareholders, everyone can see and use them. So we can say, yes, C is also a right answer. D, facilitation of senior executives' decision-making and information needs. But is it providing specific information for decision-making, that to executive decision-making? So, D is the right answer. Here it should be like this. So, D is the right answer for this. Because that is done by EIS, Executive Information System. Okay, let's see. Financial reporting and management reporting. Capture data, recording of data, and then posting of data in the ledgers. This is the work done by TS, Transaction Processing System. After that, making the trial balances, adjustments, and then creating financial reports, financial statements, putting the closing entries, all these works from trial balance to closing entries. This is done by FRS or GLS. After that, exception reports, making like missed voucher sheets. This is done under management report system. So that means from capturing the original data till the posting in the ledgers, it is done by TPS. From trial balance to making financial reports and passing the closing entries, that is done under FRS, GLS. Exception reports is a work of MRS. Management reports now can be of two types. One, on demand, when management needed. Scheduled, time is fixed, monthly, weekly, quarterly. On demand, for example, inventory reorder. How many times you have reordered the inventory? B, report when inventory levels fall below safety margin. Again, you are asking for a specific report. These are the examples of management reports only. Inventory reorder, how many times we have reordered the inventory. Reports when inventory levels fall below safety margin. Such kind of report also will come under MRS. Some management reports can be scheduled. For example, or they are of recurring nature, established timely manner, like daily listing of sales. Inventory status report. By the end of the day, the management wants a small sheet of 1 page to know the inventory status report or weekly payroll report they want. These are all MRS. AIS provides you audit trail. Yes, it provides the audit trail. Track, what is audit trail? If you are able to track the transaction from the source to the final reports and from final reports back to the source, both way you are able to track it, that becomes an audit trail. In AIS, tracking back the transaction from financial report to the source document or from source document to the final report or the treatment is audit trail, and it is possible under AIS. Key AIS functions of revenue cycle. What is the revenue cycle? When you sell something, you receive the cash. What are the main key functions? I have written here, like, think like online sales. You ordered something online and then you are receiving the product and all. Think like that. Order. AIS checks when you are placing the order. Sometimes it may show out of stock. Sometimes when you select it, it may show not deliverable at your location. Yes. So AIS checks the inventory ledger to check availability and then place order. It is never there that you place the order and now they are not sending it because it is out of stock. No. At the same time, they will check the inventory and update. Credit. AIS checks customer credit records. In some areas, cash on delivery is not available. The option is not there. Why? There can be reasons. Trust issues can be there. Maybe from a particular region, 10 or 20 times the order has been returned. Payment is not done. So in those cases, what they do, cash on delivery is banned. So AIS checks the customer credit records, accordingly accepts or denies the credit. Sales recording. AIS records sale invoice in database, digitally send inventory release order to the warehouse, digitally send packing steps to the shipping department. Immediately as you place order online, think what all processes are happening. You ordered something, it will come order placed. Then when you go and check in the orders, they will give you every summary in packing, in shipment, reach this port. Okay, in 2 days will be reaching. The person who is delivering, the carrier which they are using to deliver, every information is available to you. Why? Because a proper track is kept, proper system is there. What is that system? Immediately AIS records the sales invoice in the database that this item is sold. Digitally, it will send inventory release order to the warehouse. It is sending, please release this product from the warehouse, give it to the shipping person. And what are the packing steps? How it is to be packed so that it can safely reach. If it is a fragile item, the sticker should be there, fragile sticker should be there. So accordingly, they will pack and ship the item. After that, you will see shipping notice and record. Like on shipment, it is released from the warehouse. It has reached to Delhi godown. It has reached to Mumbai. Like this can also be tracked. This reduces inventory ledger record, inserts shipping data in sales invoice order, update customer credit record, distributes management reports, the sales summary, inventory summary. Okay, I'll come to this later. Just let's close that sequence. So shipping notice that it is shipped and all. This para I'll clear after completing this. After that, what will happen? You will cash receipt. AIS as a terminal for cash receipt system and record remittance. Suppose it was cash on delivery. The person will come, it will hand over to you the product. You will pay in cash. Immediately, the person who was delivering, it will record, OTP maybe will come, and it will close the transaction. Record the remittance that yes, the payment has been received. After the payment has been received, it will close the transaction. It will close the transaction. So closure, closes sales invoice, invoice is closed. It is posted to general ledger account, update customer payment record. Immediately it will show the payment done. distribute management reports, discrepancy report if management want, you can issue after that, transaction listings, changes. Once it's closed, the option starts coming. You want to exchange it, you want to return it, these options start coming. That is also part of a closure, that finally it's closed the transaction. So these are the steps. Let's revise these steps first. Remittance means payment. It's like payment. Okay. So what were the key functions in revenue cycle? Think like online purchase. First of all, when you are purchasing, you are making the order. They will check in the inventory and accordingly the order is placed. Now the order is prepayment is required or cash on delivery is available. That will check your credit records. Once it is done, the sales will be recorded that yes, the product is sold. It will give an order to the warehouse also to release and give the shipment, the packing tips also. No, it was the information was specifically given for 7 to 10. Okay, so the sales are recorded. Now shipping notice and record will be given to you when it is shipped, where it has reached, those things you can see. Finally, the person will come at your door, you will make the payment, cash receipt. Once it is done, the closure of the transaction will happen. Closure of the transaction will happen. Now let's read those points. This reduces inventory ledger records. Yes, immediately. Nowadays, with the help of AIS, immediately it would have been, once the closure is done, immediately they would have put it to the sales account. Closed sales account means these are now confirmed. The transactions are very fast. This reduces inventory ledger records. Inserts shipping data in sales invoice order. When you are placing the online order, at the same time, are they telling you about the shipment? Same time, we will be shipping it as on early in 2 days. It will reach you by, they are telling you the last date of the shipment also. It will deliver to you by maybe on 22nd, 23rd. Process like order, sales, remittance. It's not about a single system. They have a database system is there. Database system is there means data. The information is put by different agents and all, but all the information is going at one place. At one place, you have data of inventory also, sales also, remittance also. That is why it's a real-time updation. Nowadays, it's real-time updation. Otherwise, what would have happened? If it would have taken time, I purchased an item, let's say from Amazon. That was the last item. But if you, like you are saying different systems, if different systems are there, the updation will not happen on time. Sale is happening at one system. Now, when the sale department will update the inventory system, then inventory system will write out of stock. Before that, in that meantime, maybe that meantime is of half an hour, 1 hour, somebody else must have placed the order, but he will not get the item. So this is real-time updations, and it is done with the help of single database system. Update the customer credit record. Your credit record is updated at the same time. Distribute management reports, any inventory summary reports they need, that are also distributed at the same time. Like this was the sales. Similarly, you have expenditure and cash disbursement cycles. Like for example, you purchase something maybe on cash, on credit, and then you are making the payment for those purchases. So purchase, AIS will verify approved purchases. In an organization, if you want to purchase the raw material, here you are talking about purchasing the raw material. It should be an approved purchase. The purchasing department head should have approved it by verifying it by the requirements of the production department. Approved vendors. Every company have 2 or 3 vendors with which they have good relations and they purchase their raw material from them only. Approved vendors. Purchase order. Then digitally make a purchase order and send it to the vendor. In purchase order, you will write all the items required, the best prices also sometimes to mention, and you give it to the person. Receiving order. Then you will receive your order. This is on page number 67. Page number 67. Okay. So, first of all, you are making a purchase order. That purchase order now you are sending digitally to the seller. On receiving the goods from that seller, you will reconcile it with the purchase order. The receiving order, whatever you have received, you will compare it with your purchase order, that whether we have received what ordered. Then accounts payable, it was on credit, so now you have to make the payment. AIS is a terminal which receives invoices from suppliers. The supplier will give you invoice that make payment of this. Yes, that is a ERP system, that is a single database system. All these SAP, Oracle, PeopleSoft, which have different functions. What are these? HR, marketing, accounting. These are the functions in the organization. Single database system is having all these interlinked in one database. That is why real-time transactions are possible. So accounts payable, finally you have to make the payment. But first of all, you will compare three things. What are those three things? Invoice, which is given to you by the supplier, that this is the payment required. You will compare it with the purchase order. Is the payment matching? Is the goods matching? Then purchase order, and then you will compare it with the receiving report. So there are three reports which are to be compared: purchase order report, then receiving report, and finally the invoice. We always say they have to attach a voucher. What is a voucher? Voucher is nothing. It is a combination of these three. These three finally in the form of voucher are attached to the transaction. Is IR, is GR? GR, I think you are saying general ledger. What is IR? So finally, payment based on the timing and amount sets the payment schedule. If everything is fine, invoice is okay, then you will release the payment. Record. AIS record payments in register, close vendor invoice, update general ledger, distribute report to the users. This recording keeps on happening in the background. Obviously, you have to record a transaction for the purchase. Transaction will be recorded, then it will be transferred to the ledger. Then finally, it will become part of, like, you make the trial balance, then your reports, then exception report. That sequence which we discussed in the AIS, that is going in the background. Same thing for record is written here. AIS records the payment in register, close the vendor invoice, update the general ledger, distribute the report to the users. Accounts payable. AP is accounts payable. Similarly, in AIS, you have payroll cycles. Payroll is making the payment to employees, the laborers. Now, in this case, AIS cannot work alone. AIS is accounting information, payments release, but it needs information about HR now, human resources, how much package we have set with them, how much monthly pay is expected, hourly rates, pay rates, deductions to be provided. So with payroll now, in payroll cycle, AIS should be combined with your HR, human resource. Second thing, for the hours, now login, logout details are also required. One is this HR system. Timekeeping data is also required, which you will get from the operational system. So payroll cycle cannot work alone. For the release of payment, you need two things. One, to whom you have to pay, at what rate you have to pay. That which will be provided by HR. For what time, how many hours they have actually worked. Operational system will give you that information, and then you will make the payment. So let's read here. Payroll cycle, AIS integrated with human resource management system. Here they works with integration with the human resource management system. Real-time changes. If there are changes in the pay scales, they got an increment of 10%, that will be shown. Any deductions to be provided, that will be shown. New hires, the benefits, termination, everything should be updated so that AIS is working properly. AIS integrated with operational system. Timekeeping data is required. Labor usage file is required. Login, logout details, in short. AIS allocates labor cost, direct or indirect. Now, labor cost can be direct. What is direct labor cost? Direct and indirect, they are both working in the factory. Fine. So what is the difference? Let's take an example of chair manufacturing. Carpenter, who is making that chair, it's the direct labor. In the factory, you have lift operator, you have cleaning department in the factory, they are indirect labor. So the labor which is working directly for the main product, main item, that is direct labor. Indirect, working in the factory only. Okay, invoice receipt. Okay, he was asking about the invoice receipt. Now, he has rightly answered. If you were asking about the difference between goods receipt and it's rightly answered by him. Okay, at the end of the week or daily basis, calculate the payroll and update employee records and records the disbursements as well. Now, AIS is doing what? AIS is allocating, first of all, the labor cost as direct, indirect. At end of the week, maybe weekly payroll sheets are made or daily payroll sheets are made or daily. Whatever is the system in the organization, they are making those payroll sheets. Update the employee records, how much payment you have made, how much is left, that is there. And proper disbursements are also recorded. So all the information is recorded nowadays by AIS only, payroll AIS. Okay, this is the example to differentiate between direct and indirect labor. Carpenter who is making this chair is the direct cost, direct labor. Supervisor, liftman, janitor, these are all indirect labor costs. AIS creates journal entries. That is the main aim of AIS. It attaches original documents to the entries, update the general ledger. Similarly, you have fixed asset cycle. In fixed assets, let's see what all information is required. Let's write here. You want to record sale and purchase of fixed assets. Every year you charge depreciation on those fixed assets, and every year that depreciation is accumulated in one account known as accumulated depreciation account. So this is your accumulated depreciation. Sale of asset is one of the transactions under fixed asset cycle. Finally, you will sell the asset at gain or loss. That is to be recorded. So AIS has a terminal which record asset, subsidiary ledger. It records the useful life of the asset, salvage value. What is salvage value? The value which you can fetch in the end from the asset. That is one way. Or we call it non-depreciable part of the asset. This part of the asset is non-depreciable salvage value. Depreciation method you write, you want to use a straight line method, WDV method, that also you mentioned. Location of the asset, where it is at present, in which factory it is, that is also mentioned. After that, AIS automatically will calculate depreciation, and every year it will calculate the accumulated depreciation account. Automatically, it will keep on updating the journal ledger. What is the net book value left after the depreciation? I will give you one example after that. On disposal of asset, finally you calculate the gain or loss, whether there is a gain or loss, and that is also posted in the ledger. Let me give you one example on this fixed asset. Intangibles, yes, it will be done same way. You will record the value of the intangibles, then amortization is there every time. Like we have depreciation for fixed assets, for intangibles, you have amortizations. Okay, let's see here. Let's say you purchased a building. You purchased this building for $1 lakh. You want to use the useful life of this building is 10 years. Straight line method of depreciation you want to use on this. Salvage value in the end, it's, let's say, $10,000. So every year, what will be the treatment? There are different ways of referring. That is what I'm saying. Salvage value, referring to salvage value, there are different means. Scrap value is the word we use when you know that this particular asset will not be useful and you will have to scrap it out. Finally, you have to scrap it out. You use the word scrap value. But salvage value we use normally to say that this much value is non-depreciable. For example, this building. Doesn't matter even if this building is in 10th year or 11th year, still because of the rates of the land or something, this much value, it will still hold. It's not like the scrap. Okay. Let's calculate. So what will happen? In the first year, you will record the transaction purchase of the building. So you will write down building account debited to cash, $1 lakh. This is your first journal entry. This is the beginning of the year. Then in the first year end now, you will charge depreciation over it. That this much of value is reduced because I have used the building for 1 year. How will you calculate that depreciation? The formula is cost minus salvage value divided by the number of years. Cost is 1 lakh minus 10,000 divided by 10. So it's $9,000 per year. So what will be the journal entry in the second year? You will write down depreciation account debited 9,000 to, now this is a suspense. Tell me what account will come here. Which account will be credited?
Accumulated depreciation.
Perfect. Because that is a contra asset account. We can't touch this building account. In US CPA, we can't touch this building account till the end. It will be at 1 lakh. We have to create a contra asset accumulated depreciation account 9,000. Yes. So this is going 9,000. How your balance sheet will look after this? In balance sheet, you will be having the asset, let's say building, 1 lakh, 1 lakh, accumulated depreciation, 9,000. So 91,000 is the net book value. This is how you display it. Now, in the second year end, again, you will charge a depreciation past the journal entry, depreciation account debited to accumulated depreciation 9,000. This is the second year depreciation. Fine. So in your books now, how your account will look? Building still at 1 lakh. Accumulated depreciation has increased now. 9,000 it was last year, plus this 9,000, 18,000. So the net book value will be 82,000. Okay, Dheeraj. We are covering technology. It is on page number 67. It is on page number 67, technology. Even if you were not present, just go through these notes once. Okay, handwritten notes you will read and you will be able to correlate. Okay. So this is how it is recorded, accumulated depreciation. So what is accumulated depreciation? It is the accumulation of depreciation till year on some particular asset. This is your main asset account. And this asset we call as contra asset. And in CPA, US CPA, we have a concept of creating contra asset. Directly, we cannot reduce the building account. Okay. See, otherwise, this concept of depreciation, accumulated depreciation, we will be doing in detail in accounting. Here, just to understand, here I just want you to understand the steps here in AIS. That is why I have given this example. Otherwise, in detail, we will do it. Still, I will repeat it once. There is a building with $1 lakh value. Useful life is 10 years. Straight line method of depreciation is to be used. Salvage value is 10,000. How will you calculate depreciation per year? Cost minus salvage value divided by the number of years. So 1 lakh minus 10,000 divided by 10. It's 9,000 per year. In the year you purchase the building, you will record building account debited to cash 1 lakh. And at year end, you will pass entry depreciation account debited to accumulated depreciation 9,000. See, this depreciation expense, this is the expense, it will go in the income statement. This accumulated depreciation will go in the balance sheet. This building account will go in the balance sheet. This will also affect the balance sheet, reduce cash. Okay, so based on that, when you draw this balance sheet, it will show you a building account at 1 lakh and accumulated depreciation 9,000. So the net effect, the net book value is 91,000. What is PI account? Either write in the full form, hai na? Okay, so this is how it is recorded. Profit and loss account, we don't call it here. It is the income statement account. In US CPA, it is income statement. One income statement is made. That is income statement, what I have written, AIS. Now, since we have seen this example, let's go and read those lines again. So what AIS is doing? Your AIS, I'll tell you the reason. Okay, let's read this. AIS has a terminal record asset subsidiary ledger in which you record your useful life, salvage value, depreciation method, location of the asset. Everything is recorded in detail. Everything is recorded in detail. Automatically after that, it will calculate the depreciation and accumulated depreciation. Then it will update the general ledger. Is it required? Yes. What is the net book value every year? The left value, we want to know that. So it will update that also. And finally, if you will sell the asset, it will record the disposal of asset also and the gain and loss on the disposal. For example, here, if we continue with this example, now after 2 years, we sold building for $85,000. Now we have to calculate gain and loss on that. Fine. How much value we have received? We have received 85,000 by sale. What was the value, net book value of the fixed asset? Let's see. It was 1 lakh minus 18, 82,000. So the net book value in my books was 82. I have sold it for 85. 3,000 is the gain on sale. It will be recorded like this. So on sale, that is also calculated and updated. Now, somebody was asking, what is the purpose of creating accumulated depreciation account? Now, there are two ways of recording. Either I just record building in the first year, 1 lakh, beginning, then first year end. If I want to show the building at net book value concept, okay, what will I do? I will show it as 91,000. Then second year end, I will show it at 82,000. This is net book value concept. But this concept is not acceptable under US GAAP. US GAAP says you have to use a concept of gross value concept, in which building will be kept at 1 lakh only. And you will create a contra asset of accumulated depreciation, which will give you a net book value in the end. Results are same, but only the way of presentation is different. This is accepted by US GAAP. Now, various examples of AIS, like somebody was also writing in our company, SAP is used. These are all examples of AIS, AccountMate, SAP, Intect, Renwick software, Tally. These are various softwares which perform all your accounting information in digital form. ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning System, when various functions are present in one database. Every function is attached in that manner. How sales is recording sales in one database. From that database, purchase can also use it, production department can also use it, your planning department can also use it. Why? Because there is one database. So ERP, behind this ERP, there is one concept, ERP concept. There is one thing, that is big one database. Enterprise Resource Planning System. I have written here no planning provided. They are not actually providing any planning. They are just providing integration in various functions. So enterprise, it's a big level interaction. Cross-functional enterprise system which integrates and automates many business processes that must work together. Payroll, HR, your sales, your purchases, every function in your organization, it is integrated. How is integration possible? I have told you many times, one single database. That is your ERP system. What are the various functions which are involved? Manufacturing, logistics, distribution, accounting, finance, human resources. These are the various functions which are integrated in a system with help of this ERP system. ERP comprises of modules. Now, this full package may be very costly. If I go to the market, I purchase the full ERP package. First of all, it is very costly. Second, in my organization, finance is not required. Okay, that much finance is not involved, so finance function is not required. Still, I have paid for it, and now it's wastage in my organization. So for every department, they have a module. So ERP package is available in the form of modules. When you are going to purchase, you can customize the ERP also. You can pick manufacturing is required, accounting, and HR. I need only these three. So 3 modules will make your ERP system. So ERP comprises of modules. They can work independent also. They can work as integrated system also. ERP, it starts from your order and ends with the after sale services. The full chain it is covering. Start from your order when you place an order, and after sale services it ends. Full information, that means your customer feedback, reorders, complaints, everything is coming in the ERP. This is like a back office system operating in every transaction. We have seen also in payroll, in fixed assets, the AIS systems which were working in the background, recording, updation, automatically that those things are happening. Advantages and disadvantages of this ERP system. Advantages are that there is one single database. Data entered once, used by all. Sales department entered it, purchase, planning, everyone is using it. Integrated system, all functions can be monitored. All the functions are related. That is why it can be monitored. Fast business processes, availability of information, real time, it make the business processes fast. What are the disadvantages? It's very costly, ERP system. It requires a lot of maintenance. It is complex to customize as per the requirements of the organization. Difficult to configure. The computers, the Wi-Fi system, latest technologies are required. So configuration is also little difficult. Skilled employees are required who have good technical knowledge, who can use it. If some errors are coming, they can rectify it. So skilled employees are required. Examples of some ERP packages which are available in the market: SAP, Oracle ERP Cloud 2012, artificial intelligence is included in that. Oracle NetSuite ERP. So these are the packages which are available in the market. Just an example for your information. What is the difference between AIS and ERP? Okay, who will tell me? Just think logically. Is there a difference between AIS and ERP? If yes, what is the difference? AIS is accounting system. So that means an ERP is collection of various systems. So that means ERP is a bigger thing. Yes, perfect. Accounting does only accounting. ERP does all the functions. Perfect. Perfect. Let's read. AIS is just one module or Lego, whereas ERP is full integrated package. AIS is just one module which provides real-time data and mobility, whereas ERP is full package, broader concept. Yes, perfect. AIS is part of ERP, we can say that. EPM, Enterprise Performance Management, also known as Business Performance Management and Corporate Performance Management. EPM, Enterprise Performance Management, also known as BPM and CPM. Enterprise Performance Management, this is mostly used by executives for decision making. How good the company has performed. Who is concerned? The management. Only accounting and finance divisions use accounting software, while all divisions within the company can access ERP. No, it's not like that. Let's say this is one database. Okay, single database. Providing the information and getting the information related to AIS, accounting. Then HR, finance. These are the modules. 3, 2, 1. This whole system, single database and various modules, this is your ERP. Here, executives want to take some higher level decisions. So, EPM, Enterprise Performance Management, help the executives to take those decisions. Now, executives are busy people, like we did in EIS. So, they want information in the form of graphics, bars, pie chart, flow chart for better and fast understanding, right? The executives can plan, budget, forecast based on the information provided. It translates high-level strategies into action plans to meet strategic objectives. Okay. It will happen everywhere. These 3 steps actually go in a flow. What are these 3 steps? For example, first of all, let's say, what is my strategy and my plan? I want to become a cost leader. Cost leader is quality is good, good quality plus cheap prices. This is my goal which I have set, and I have the strategy, main strategy, that I will try to reduce the prices, maintaining the quality. For this now, I will design some plans, day-to-day plans. For this, it's important to purchase raw material during, let's say, winters. Why? Cheap rates are there at that time. Demand is less, so cheap rates are there. So purchase your raw material at that time so that raw material cost is less. Then production. Production is done in June, July because we need a furnace, and at that time less coal is required to heat the things, and since the cold is less, the heat lost is less, so production will be best done in June, July. So accordingly you will plan your production in June and July. These are small tactical plans to support your main goal. Same thing is written here. It translates high-level strategies. You want to become a cost leader into action plans, how you can become to meet your strategic objectives so that finally you can become one. Okay? Key performance indicators are assigned to enable enterprise to monitor progress towards achieving the objective. Key performance indicators can be financial and non-financial. For example, if I say return on investment should be 10%, if the return on investment is 10%, that means you are working properly. This is a financial indicator. If I say you should get a 5-star rating from 90% of the customers, only then we will say that there is a customer satisfaction. So 5-star rating, it's not financial. It's in the terms of achievement. It's a non-financial thing. Other example, if I say learning curve, labor is working from last 1 year. Earlier, they were taking 2 hours to manufacture a product. Now they are manufacturing the same product in 1 hour. Why? Because they have learned, they are experienced. Learning curve should be 80%, 90% in the organization. That is again a non-financial indicator. So key performance indicators are like a direction where you want to reach. 10% return we need. Full year I worked. In the end, I compared my actual return with 10% to conclude whether I have outperformed that target or whether I have underperformed, to check that. Those are your key performance indicators. Is this clear? Okay. Then here you have balance scorecard. Balance scorecard is the best example of key performance indicators. On balance scorecard, minimum 4 indicators are there, out of which 1 is financial indicator. This is financial, and other 3 are non-financial indicators. Okay, this we will do in detail in planning. Just example here. Come to page number 69. There is a chart there. Following graphic depicts the BPM framework. This is the framework of BPM. What all is there? 1, 2, 3, 4 things are there. 5 things are there. What are those? Number 1, environment overall. Number 2, systems, the IT systems present. Number 3, the processes, the how the work is done. Number 4, organization culture. Number 5 is the people. I'll discuss in detail one by one. अभी तो unit मत पूछो. It's been like, it's 1.5 hours. Okay, 6, unit is 6. Page number 69. 69 means unit 6, page number 9. Okay, here it's written, page 69. Okay, so environment in which the company is operating, the industry, how much competition is there? Politically, is it stable? What are the market trend? Industry. Okay, all these, the government laws and rules related to that industry, all that external and internal environment in which the organization is working. So the first thing under this framework is environment, external, internal, both. Second thing is IT systems, the IT tools, like the AIS you are using, MIS, the various MIS which are present. Are you using them? Are you using ERP packages? So that comes under your IT systems. In this environment now, which IT system you are using. Third is processes, how the work is done in your organization, how these systems are used, how the data is processed, the processes, the work doing techniques, that comes under processes. Fourth is organization culture, tone and top level management. What are their ethics? What is their working culture? Are the employees or the top level management able to balance their family and personal and the professional lives? Integrity issues to nahi hai. That all comes under organization culture. What if there are embezzlement of funds in an organization? Integrity issues are there. So you have to see the organization culture. Fifth is the people. Right person should be placed at the right job. Talented and skilled people should be there. Proper work-life balance should be done by those people. So it's more about people now. Okay, in the fifth. So let's read once again. Try to memorize this chart. Little bit hint about environment, IT system, I have already written. So memorize this chart. Overall environment. In this environment, what is the IT system present? How the work is done, processes. What is the organization culture and the people. Organization culture and people. Come to page number 610. The spiral, the BPM spiral. These are steps followed in above 5 components. These are the 5 components. This is the framework of BPM. What steps are done in these 5 components? Let's see. Strategize, action plan, monitor and analysis, act and analysis. What are they trying to say in this? Let's read. This will help you in reading properly. What is to be done? Where you want to reach? This is first step. How will you reach there? How will you achieve it? Second step. After working, okay, fine. Now you have defined the processes here. After completing the processes now, finally, watch, learn. How is the work done? Learn it. Then finally, fourth, after getting the results under the analysis phase, finally you want to fix them. If there are some difficulties, if you are not able to reach the return level, now you need to take some actions to fix that. So what is to be done? How it is to be done? Watch and analyze, and finally fix it. So these are the 4 steps. And in BPM, what is to be done is your strategy. How it is done is your action plans. Watch and analyze is your monitoring and analysis. Fixing is your act and adjust. Okay. So this is in the BPM spiral format. I think let's take a break of 5 minutes and then we will start with this database management system. Okay, yes, the schedule is little changed. I have started with technology, but after that we will be starting with the financial reporting only. Okay, let's start with the database management system. Now, either you can use a single database or what is the other information or other solution? You have different database systems, but those databases are somehow interlinked to make them one. Okay, how that is done? That you can link the tables and all? Yes, we can link the tables with the help of primary key and the foreign key concept that we will do in detail. Database management system. In this system, packages are available. Database management system software is doing it. Softwares are available. What they do, they create a database. How they create a database? They will tell you, this is the duplicate entry you are entering. Or the amount entered is not matching with the invoice. By these things, by these checks and all, What they are trying to do is that good quality data is finally uploaded in your system. The software which is managing this recording of data in a good quality manner, retrieval of data, all these steps related to the data, the system which is managing, we call it database management system. So the software package which marks the creation, who can create it, what can be created, assess, then finally, is the good quality collected? Shall we transfer the data from theoretical data to flowchart or pie chart? Manipulation, are some changes required? Are some manipulations required? Or are there some wrong things done with the data which need to be corrected? Proper management of data. In management, proper storage of data also comes. Retrieval of data later on when you need it, that also comes. So there are software packages which manage all those things, and we call them database management system. This is on page number 613. Okay. We will do this relational database thing different. Okay. Raw data, not the page setting. Raw data is converted into useful information. In a computer system, this is what is done. What is raw data? Unprocessed data, or the data with a little meaning or use. Finally, it is converted into the required information, which is more useful, more in demand. That useful information is organized data. Proper storage of data is there. Identification, data's relationship to the others. This is done with the help of primary and foreign key, which I will tell in detail. So sometimes arrangement of data is also converting raw data into useful information. For example, you have data of sales. 2000 sales were 200, 2010 sales were 250, 2006 $300. This is data. What I did, I arranged this data over timeline 2000, then 2006 and 2010 in a sequential manner. So, and I said in 2000 it is 200, then it became 300. In 2010 it's 250, 300, 250. Sorry. Yes, it's 250 here. So this is what? Converting the data into more useful information. By time I can see highest was in 2006 and there is a little improvement in 2010 in comparison to 2006, but it has dropped in comparison to 2006. So this analysis is possible. This is also conversion of data into information. After that, the next step is relational database. What is a relational database? Let's say this is a customer table. This is one table about customers, not linked at all. It is not linked to anything. In customer table, there is Ram, Sham, Mohan, Sohan, like these names are there. Then you have one product table. In that product table, you have car, scooter, motorcycle, okay, bike, like this. I want to ask a question. What did Ram purchased? What did Ram purchased? Either I will open the full form of Ram and then see what he purchased, and then I'll get my answer. And now there may be Ram, 3-4 Rams. Now which Ram you are talking about? Now to reach that Ram, I have to maybe verify with the help of home address. I have to verify the Aadhaar number, something like that. So first of all, I will select Ram. 4-5 Rams will come. Then in the RAM, I will select the address. The permanent address is matching to one particular person. Then I will open the full invoice of that RAM. And then I will came to know that what he actually purchased. Such a lengthy process is there. Why can't I just say Ram purchased a scooter in just a second? The computer can give me answer. How is that possible? For that, we have to use a concept of relational database. We have to create a relation between these two tables that is known as relational database. How can we create this relation? We can create those relations with the help of primary key and foreign key concept. Each table will be having a primary key and foreign key. The unique customer number, which is unique, that is the primary key for the table, customer table. And how you can give it? 001, 002, 003, 004, 005. Like this, you can give a primary key customer number. Similarly, in product table, you will have a primary key. For example, for car, it is AXX. For scooter, it is BXX, cycle, CXX, and DXX. My first question to you all, I have written the primary keys. Is the primary key unique in that particular table? For example, in customer table, customer number is unique, and in product table, product number is unique, right? They are unique. The primary keys are unique in the particular tables. Okay. Now, Ram purchased a car. So the foreign key is AXX. Sham purchased a motorcycle, CXX. Mohan also purchased a cycle, CXX. Sohan purchased a car, AXX. Ram purchased a scooter, DXX. Similarly, foreign key in product table can be numerous, AXX. Now this is linked. Now this table is linked. For car, the number can come, let's say, car is AXX purchased by Ram and another Ram. So Ram will come. Scooter is BXS, which is purchased by, again, Ram. Okay, it is purchased by Ram and Sohan. Right? So like this. Now second question. You will read also. Foreign key can be same it in another table. This is a foreign key here. Product number. It can repeat itself. Can it repeat itself? Yes, it can repeat itself. By creating these primary and foreign key, whatever question I ask, who purchased motorcycle? Immediately I can get the answer. Who purchased motorcycle, CXX? Sham and Mohan purchased the motorcycle. So it makes it fast and easy. This is your relational database. Your iWatch, it is also converting raw data into useful information. The simplest example of database management system. How come? When you are running, it is counting the steps. It is counting the calories burned. It is counting your heart rate and giving you a chart. This is the speed, heart rate. So your iWatch is also converting the raw data into useful information. There are 5 components of DBMS. Foreign key in product table can also be, yes. Foreign key, it is a foreign key. Foreign key is the key which is primary key in another primary product table. You are right. For example, for product table, customer number is a foreign key. There are 5 components under DBMS. 3 are technical components and 2 are human components. Technical components, metadata, data repository, and DBMS. 3 are the components of technical nature. Two are human involvement. Database administrator is there who is administrating, and the end user. So there are three technical components and two human components. In the three technical components, the first is metadata. What is metadata? I'll share the screen and show. Okay, here. Can you see that white pop-up? Everyone can see this white pop-up? In this white pop-up, have I double-clicked and opened the folder? No. I still don't know what actually is in that folder. But still some information is given by this pop-up. Data was created on 10/10/2023 at 12:50. It is giving the time and date. It is telling me the size of the file, 21.4 MB. It is telling the files in it. What is this? This is information about data. We call it data about data. So that is known as your metadata. Data about data. For example, file size, when it was created, the time it was created, all this is example of metadata. After that, second is data repository, where the data is stored. Data is stored, governed by the metadata. It was written there, na? 12.5 KB of file, where it is to be stored, in which category. It is also governed by metadata. And finally, a data repository, a storage is created. DBMS overall, it is a database management system. Overall is a collection of, this is the software, main software. It is a collection of programs. It manages data, access control, executes the work. So all this is done by DBMS. Human involvement is also required in this. Two humans are there. Number one, database administrator is required. And second is the end user. Database administrator, it manages the database, design it, access provision, restricting the access to somebody. So human involvement, database administrator do it. End user is finally the person who is using the data available, altering it, manipulating it, updating it. That is the end user. Let's discuss one by one. Metadata. Characteristics of data like data, text, number, length of file, size of file. That is all metadata. Data about data. One example I can give here. For example, this is a picture. There are hills, okay, river is there, and some trees are there. Who clicked it? When it was clicked? Place, it was, let's say, clicked in Singapore. All this information is again data about painting. Is it mentioning about painting, trees, river? No, nothing like that. Whatever is in the painting is painting. But other than that, the size of the painting, the place of the painting, who clicked it, when clicked it, data about data, that is metadata. So if you have to describe the DBMS, how you will draw it, data, the original data plus metadata, both are present there. Yes, file and the data about it, metadata. This is stored in a repository which creates your database. There is one person who is known as database administration, who use this information and give the directions, who give the directions, who can use it, who can watch it, who can have access to it. Then second person is end user, who uses the information and updates the data, end user. And there is a background software which we call DBMS, which is working from the creation of data to maintenance of data, retrieval of data, storage of data, safeguarding of data, All that work is done by the software DBMS that is working in the background. So overall, this is the structure. Is this clear? Is this clear? DBMS? This is the same relational database concept. Let's read it. Tables, the sections of data are stored separately but remains relationally intact with each other with the help of primary and foreign key. I think now when we are reading it, you will be able to correlate it with the example and it will be easy for you to understand. So the tables or the sections of data, they are stored separately, but you can create a link between them with the help of primary and foreign key. Primary key is unique, but foreign key can be repeated. Is that clear? Relational database? Okay. Now next is data warehouse and data mart. Warehouse is like big godown in which all data is there, all data warehouse. After that, now from that data warehouse, I want information related to finance. So I created a data mart, a small subset created from that data warehouse related to a particular information. For example, finance, that is a data mart. So data uploaded from operational systems from ERP package, it will be recorded in the data warehouse, the main place. It stores and aggregates data in a formal design manner to provide focused information for decision making. Data storage is also art. Because if you are not haphazardly, you have stored something, you may not be able to retrieve it later, use it later. So data storage is an art. In a formal manner, focused manner, the data is stored under the data warehouse from ERP package. After that, based on the usage or the need, you may create a subset from that data warehouse. That subset is known as data mart. For example, you want accounting information at one place. You want sales information as one data mart. That can be done later. Steps in data warehousing. First of all, you extract the data from ERP, operational system, hard copy, phone, laptop. These are all sources of data. You extract the data. You clean that extracted data. If there are some duplicate entries, redundant information, you will delete it. Why to waste your storage space on redundant data? So clean it, the extracted data. Normalize the data for data warehouse. Assign characters to extracted data as per existing data items. This is done in a predefined format also. For example, sometimes when you are filling a form online, it will tell you the picture should be of itne megapixel. The file which you are uploading should be in PDF format. Why? Because they want to assign the characteristic to the data they are collecting. A good manner data should be there. So normalize the data for data warehouse. Finally, transfer the data. When the data is cleaned, data is in the format you require, you will transfer the data into the warehouse model based on that. Okay. For example, I have written here black and white. What is this black for computer? It's a code. Computer is a machine. It don't know what is black, red, white. It's a code feed in it. Sometimes same code means black in, let's say, in one laptop. When you will transfer the file from one laptop to the another, it may change color. What is the reason for the change of the color? The coding may be different. So they are saying in the warehouse model, the things should be there. Then finally, when the warehouse model is there, the characteristics are corrected, redundant data is removed. Now your data is perfect to transfer to the warehouse database. Load the data into warehouse database. Test updated data made to ensure accuracy. This is, you have uploaded, you have created data marts, for example, for accounting. Now you want to test the retrieval, whether it is accurately done or not. For that, you run a query, sales made during the year in dollar. Then you can compare it with the ledger account. So that is retrieval. Okay, these are the questions at the back. Okay. This is question number 3 on page number 617. This is question number 3 on page number 617. Some are not having the books yet, so I'll read it in detail. Which of the following statements most accurately describes an enterprise performance management system, EPM? Okay, A is saying it has an emphasis on daily operation, enterprise performance. EPM, enterprise performance management, is used by the executives. Remember, it was used by the executives. So is it used for daily operations? No. I have written here ERP. ERP is the package which is used for daily operations. Second, it facilitates managers focused on short-term improvements more. Planning is always long-term. Even the tactical plans are for 18 months, more than 12 months. So it's a long-term planning improvements which we are discussing. C, it is the accounting system used to record transactions. Accounting system is AIS, not EPM. D, it is a system for managing all the company's operations by combining operational and financial data to form strategies. Strategies are done by top level management, plans, execution, and report results. So this D is the right answer. Step by step, even when you are practicing at the Backers portal, please go step by step. If A is wrong, why it is wrong? B is right, why it is right? The reason should always be there with you. Okay, this is some extra information just for general knowledge. Difference between data administrator and database administrator. Is data and database different or same? They are different. Data is the content inside. Database is the overall management. For example, any information which wants to enter the box, access control is there. Okay, checked properly, and then it is finally entered, and there is information in it. Then when you are using again, controls are there, everything. This whole is your database. This is data. So there is one person who is maintaining this full database, a large role, database administration. The other person is just focused on this data. That is data administrator. Let's read. First of all, let's read DA, data administrator, responsible for processing of data, the data which is present. Which data is more relevant and which is non? Analyzing the data. He is data analyst. He is also data administrator. Data analyst is a technical role. It is data administrator. Whereas DBA, it creates, updates, maintains the database, wide role, overall box. Database programmer is a database administrator. Database coordinator is also a DBA. DA is monitoring the data flow. Only the data flow is monitored by DA. Whereas DBA, it creates and designs the database. It is the one who has created the box. It is the one who is analyzing the database, ensuring data security. That is why DBA is giving the access controls and all. So database security also, data security also. Both the access controls, data security, database, access controls are with DBA. Okay, this is question number 2 on page number 617. Wilson and Company is evaluating enterprise resource planning systems. Which of the following is not a benefit of ERP that Wilson should factor when making its selection? We are looking for not a benefit. Okay. A, ERPs combine financial data with operational data to provide timely and actionable. This is a benefit of ERP. Second, ERPs use multiple databases. ERP use multiple databases or single database? B, yes. B is wrong. But let's read C and D also. Yes. So B is wrong 100%. So that is your choice for this question. C, ERP allow cross-functional information sharing. That is the benefit of ERP. ERP improve the ability to track and measure sales, cost, delivery times, customer service performance. Yes, all these rules are a benefit of ERP. Okay, with this our module 1 is over. Let's take a little break, sitting here only for 1 or 2 minutes, and then we will be starting with the module number 2, that is about data governance. Okay, is this time okay? 7 to 10? Everyone is comfortable with this time, 7 to 10? I think this is better. At least before the breakfast time, you all are free also, है ना, by 10. What about 6:30? Anyone at 6:30 will also work? 6:30, 7. Better off 7 to 10. 7 is fine. I think most of the students, 6:30 is more better. Chalo 7 ही रखते हैं. I think 7 is better. 7 is good for those also who are saying 6:30 is okay. 7 is better for those also who are saying 7:30. And a half an hour to everyone can adjust. So 7 is okay. So I'll inform them also to keep the classes from 7 to 10. Delhi, this is also very cold. I'm in Jammu. Yes, these notes will be posted in LMS. Now I will check with them. Daily I will send them the notes so that they can upload the latest one. Who all are from Delhi? See, Roshan, I have no issues. For me, 6:30 is also comfortable. Today's session is till 10. Till 10. 7 to 10. But I think for majority, 7 to 10 suits. Tomorrow also I will check with the class, the session to have a session from 7 to 10 only. Yes, the mornings are really very cold here. I am also from Jammu. North के भी थोड़ा ज़्यादा end हो गया. So that is more cold here. This time winter is really tough. This time, this year especially. And it's a dry winter. Otherwise, by this time, there is so much snow here in J&K, like Gulmarg, Patan. Everything is full of snow, white. But this time, it's like a dry winter, not a single spell of snow. -3. But you have good regulated homes there. It doesn't matter if the temperature is -3 or -50 there. Oh, nothing like that. Yes, I have been there in Bangalore for 1 year. It is my favorite place, Bangalore. About how we can start, I'll discuss that. Let's discuss that first. The finalized time is 7 to 10. Delhi, though, it's cold also, and then I feel that atmosphere thing, that is really killing. You don't have a proper air to breathe in Delhi. I'll share with you all. the best way to study it. Okay. Whatever module I am covering, like we did the module 1 today of technology, you should read from your backer book in detail. Read it. Any word you are not able to understand, please Google. You have Google as a platform with you. Whatever word, or you want to see some examples about it, Google it out. The more you will try to understand technology from heart. I am trying my 100% with the help of flow charts and examples like metadata. I have stretched so much so that the things are covered, but still read from the book. If any doubt is there, Google it out. If still there is, you can put in the Telegram groups or send me directly. One is that. After that, solve all the MCQs or the essay type questions related to this particular module on the Becker's portal. Some people or the students, they may not be having the books at present for them. There is an annotated ebook on the Becker's portal. If you have access to the Becker's portal, you can easily open the annotated book there. You don't have to wait for the physical book. I'll share. Okay, so you can solve the essay type question. This should be your sequence of doing the work. Some students immediately after the lecture, they went to the MCQs. That is not the right approach. Reading from the book is really very, very important. Okay. And the second thing, sometimes they ask, do we need to refer any other study material? Shall we solve some questions from here and there? Please don't do that. Just focus on your Becker's book. Solve the question, same set of questions, maybe once or twice. Revise this Becker's only. Revise it fully 2-3 times until you score more than 85% in your Becker portal. If you are scoring more than 85% only, then write your paper. These are very costly papers. So write once you are 100% sure. You have revised 3-4 times only, then write it. Some are working students. Who all are working professionals in this batch? Okay, we have a lot of working professionals. Oh, okay. So no excuse, okay? You can't give an excuse that I was busy, my day was busy, so I am not picking up the book. Those are all stories. We have also worked, we used to study also. Can you spare 20 minutes in a day? Not more than that, at least 20 minutes. If it was a really busy day, at night, spend 20 minutes in reading the book. Not a single day should be without study. You have a time to eat food, right? So why don't you have a time to study? 20 minutes is nothing. Divide it, 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at night. Like that also you can divide. But you all have to study. That is more important. Essay type questions I have never taken separately, but this time a lot of earlier batch was also asking. So I will prepare an essay type question. Maybe in tomorrow's lecture, I will try to solve one essay type question in the class. Module 6 is also, I guess, 15%. Everything is important. Don't think this is technology, it is just 5%. No, financial reporting is also 15%. This is also 15%. You cannot skip a single page. You cannot skip a single page in your book, okay? So everything is important. Internal controls are there. When you will internal controls now, you will feel, oh, this is so easy. But when the practical questions come, then you will realize that you need a deep knowledge. The class recordings, everything is available on the Simandhar portal. And if you need a help, see, there are mentoring sessions. This is all mentoring. Mentoring sessions are happening every Wednesday and Saturday by the Simandhar faculty. Join them, whatever doubts or you are facing when you are studying online in Simandhar portal, Backers portal, you can always connect to the faculty through those mentoring sessions. I believe there is a session at 4. Yes, every Saturday. Today is Saturday, na? Every Saturday and Wednesday there are. You can please check on the portal, Simandhar portal. Like somebody has written 4 at 4 p.m. Okay. Now let's start with our lecture. Ma'am, when we have some doubts, which is long to type, can we unmute? We can take a session in the end. Let me cover this data governance 5 minutes before ending the lecture. I will ask you all, anyone who is having a doubt related to study, he or she can unmute and ask. In a week, how many hours we should, like I said, 1 hour per day is required. So if it's a week, 7 hours per day, your self-study other than the lectures. Okay. Let's start with the data governance. Unmute in the end. Okay. I'll ask you, Eliza. So in the end, we can connect. Okay. Exams are held in 3 windows. Please check on the Backers portal. There are 3 windows for the exams. So now if we are planning in June, July window, you can give the papers. But do not hurry in giving the paper. Be 100% sure before sitting in the paper. Okay. All right. This is the hut. The roof of this hut is data governance. Overall, this hut is data management. So if a question comes, data governance is part of data management. Yes, it is. Data governance is the roof. Data management is the full hut. What is data governance? You want to govern something. You want that a particular manner should be followed while doing the work. How you will do it? You will generate policies, rules, regulations, standards, processes. How to do? Basically, that is data governance. The policies, the rules, the standards, regulations, processes, data governance. What others are there? Cleaning of data, consistency of data, accessibility of data, security of data, integrated model, analysis of data, all these things which add value to data is the hut, the lower part of the hut, value to data, which adds value to data. Cleaning, consistency, they are all at the bottom. Data governance are the rules, regulations, and overall this hut is known as data management. Data governance, there are 11 components. All this information is not there in your books. If you will see, it's a small topic, data governance, but still for your knowledge, I have put these charts here. So there are 11 components, okay? Let's start from the first. In data management, the first is data governance, data quality, data architecture, data modeling and design, data storage, data integrity, reference, then document and content management, data warehousing, metadata, and 11th is the regulatory and compliances, HIPAA. One by one, I will tell what it all means. Data governance rules and regulations. Data quality. You are accepting the data from a reliable source. For example, whenever we chartered accountants have to look for some data, there are 2 or 3 good sites from where we pick the information. So that is why, because those sources provide good quality data. Data architecture, the IT applications you have, the persons you have in the organization, They should be proper. For example, you are applying ERP in your organization, then your organization should be big enough to cooperate with that package. You have only 10 employees and you are having the HR module, not worth it. So you have to check the architecture of the IT architecture in your organization, which suits your organization. Data modeling and design. Like, for example, I have written 7%, 8%. This all comes under data modeling. What kind of information is required? Okay, like sales, cost, gross profit. If you will collect the data as per the models, only then you will be tomorrow analyze them. So this is the structure. Data storage. Like I said, data storage is also an art, where it should be stored. Yearly, it should be stored. Monthly, it should be stored. The names, that is data storage. Data integrity. Wrong information should not be there. Misleading information should not be there. The data should be true and fair. That is data integrated. References. Sometimes we give the reference of the case laws to make data a complete data. Supreme Court decisions are there that you can add. Document and content management. Now, in content management comes the data administrator role. Yes, how to manage the data. So data administrator role comes here. Properly, it should be documented like it's in a PDF file. All right. Then how you can manage it? That PDF file is having limited access, read-only access. Not everyone is allowed to look at that. That will come here. Please fill the complete form. Sometimes you are filling a form on some website. Red star marks are there. Those are the mandatory information. Before that, you cannot submit the form. That also will come here. Data warehousing is again storage of data. Data warehousing, like we have done that data warehouse, then data marts you create, that will come here. Metadata you already know, data about data. Regulatory and compliances. In an organization, if there are so many employees and you have collected their personal information, for example, health related, it's your responsibility now to safeguard that information. So maintaining the privacy of the employees who are working in your organization. Then labor laws are there. You cannot make them overwork. You cannot pay them, minimum rates are there. You cannot pay them less than that. So those are the regulatory compliances which the organization has to done. So all this is under data management. So data management, the business function of planning, controlling and delivering data and information assets is known as data management. What is data governance? Data availability, integrity, maintaining the integrity, usability and security of data. You want to maintain the security, integrity of data through rules and regulations. How you can maintain that? By synchronization of resources, technology and human with policies, processes necessary for data governance goals. Collection of processes, rules, policies, standards to ensure efficient and effective use of data is data governance. I hope it is clear. Is the difference between data? I think it's better you give one by one. Is it clear? Ma'am, can you explain the difference between governance with an example? All right. For example, here, let's talk about a file creation. Okay. There is a chart. I have written a chart in which file will be, first of all, the data will be collected by the approved persons only, and the approved persons are this. Then this data will be sent for the analysis to this department. The software to be used is this. Finally, those persons need to double sign it. If the double signs are present, only then it will move for further at that place, no other person is allowed, something like that. What is this? This is a policy I have written. And this policy should be followed in the organization. 2 sign hone chahiye, double sign, access controls. So all these things in the form of policies, this is data governance. What is this? Data governance. Okay. After that, the approved person has collected the data as per the rules. The person collected the data, some duplicate entries were there, he erased them. After that, he converted that into an encrypted file so that only the person who has the access can view it, decrypt it and see it. So all this is what in detail, when you are going in detail, the processes are being followed at the bottom. Cleaning of data, security you are maintaining, that is adding value to the data. Then you converted that data into a bar chart. That is also data management. After converting into the bar chart, you finally store it in the data warehouse. By following data governance rules, you stored it. But let's say Word format was mentioned. So you have stored in the Word format. Along with the Word format now, you have granted access controls there. Read-only access, write-only, read and write both access. And those are related to the HR roles like that you have defined. That is data management again. Okay. So are you able to understand the difference between these two? The written policies which I have mentioning, that is data governance. When in detail, the steps are being taken. Overall, this is data management. And data governance is also part of data management. Is this clear? Is it right to say that data governance is done by leadership and management? Data maintenance, okay, is done by the, no. Maintenance or data management? Data management. No, but this governance is also data management. So we can't say data management is done by by simple IT team. Overall, people who are involved, everyone, cleaning of data, maybe purchasing department person knows it better. How can IT department can clean the data? The purchase department who is making the purchases, he saw some duplicate entries, he will delete it. The purchase department knows which are the approved vendors, he is communicating to them. That is also data management. So overall, you can say. Okay, let's read the components of data governance. First is availability. Right information to right person at right should time. Security is important of data, but it should not act as a hurdle for those who need it. I'll give you a small example. This is a phone. Okay. Face ID it is using, so easily I'm able to open it. Then for every app, I have put a password. If I want to, after logging in my phone, if I want to open WhatsApp, still I have to put a password. I want to open Yahoo, I have to put a password. It may give it a security, but in 2-3 days, I will get fed up. Every time I'm opening WhatsApp 100 times I'm putting a password. So it acts as a hurdle in the flow. So right information should be available. Security is important, but it should not act as a hurdle. Architecture, job roles, who is right person at right job, and IT applications, that is architecture in the organization. Metadata, information about data, time, date, value, essential information. Like this painting, when it was clicked, size of the picture, edited by. This is metadata. Policy, how we govern data. It translates management and governance objectives into practice. Like I was reading a policy, for example, to purchase an item. First of all, production department should mention what is required. It should be signed by the production manager. Then the purchase department should check with the approved vendors about rates and quality. Once it is done, they should place the order. On receival, they should match the order placed with what production department was requiring and what is delivered by the vendor. And finally, if everything is satisfactory, they should release the payment. This is a policy. So policies are also part of governance. Quality, data integrity and quality. Like I said, if you have chosen the right sites, right information, good quality information will be available to you. No errors, no missing values, no duplication, no mismatch record should be there. Quality of data should be there. Regulatory compliance and privacy, it's very important. HIPAA is what? Health Information Portability and Accountability Act. This act says if you have health-related information about your employees, it's your duty to keep it secret, otherwise the fines will be there. Sometimes imprisonment is also there. What kind of health information? Suppose it's written that person is allergic to milk. Someone wanted to take a revenge on that person, so he intentionally put milk in some product and gave it to her. So to save all these things, they say secrecy should be maintained. General data protection regulations are there, how you can protect the data. For example, I said encryption technique is there. Encrypt the data. Even if hacker is there, they can't use that data because it's encrypted. Only the person who has the decryption key can use that and read it. So rules, procedures in place to adhere to these regulations. Security, secure the preservation, storage, transmission, everything should be secured. Creation to the end use, everything should be secured. These are the guidelines actually now. I think it's better we start this tomorrow, the COSO guidelines. Otherwise, there will be interference with what we have done till now under this data governance. Everyone revise your data governance and data management concepts. Tomorrow, we will be starting with these COSO guidelines. Okay. And somebody wants to communicate, Elizabeth, I think. You can unmute yourself, Eliza.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
No doubts.
No doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. So we will close for the day and see you all tomorrow at 7. 7 to 10 will be the timings. Okay. See you all. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am. Good day.
Thank you. And it's Lodi here in Punjab. So happy Lodi.
Happy Lodi, ma'am.
Good day, ma'am.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Happy Lodi.
Happy Lodi. Take care.